Okay, so I just realized something absolutely insane about how our brains actually work.
Oh God, here we go. Another one of Ollie's brain-breaking moments.
No, seriously. You know how you've been learning English for how long now?
Okay, is this about my accent again?
It's not about your accent. It's about the fact that you're translating everything in your head before you speak, right? And the second you stop doing that, your fluency literally jumps 300%.
Oh wait, 300%? That's not real.
I'm telling you, it's real. And there's a way to make it happen in 7 days.
7 days? Ollie, come on.
7 days. I'm not joking.
Okay, you've got my attention, but you're telling me someone can rewire their entire brain in a week? That sounds like every scammy course ever.
I know it sounds crazy. I thought the same thing at first. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets wild. Your brain isn't actually designed to translate. It's designed to think directly in language.
What do you mean, think directly?
Like right now, when you're speaking English, part of your brain is going, how do I say this in English? But native speakers, their brain just is the English. There's no translation layer.
Oh my God, I've noticed that.
When I'm really tired or stressed, I suddenly switch to Urdu in my head. Exactly, because you fall back into your default neural pathway. And the reason people get stuck is because they never retrain that pathway.
So you're saying it's possible to retrain it?
In 7 days? Not completely rewire, but here's what happens when you understand the psychology of it.
Okay, I'm listening.
Tell me.
Welcome back to our podcast. Today we're tackling a topic that many language learners struggle with: the common mistakes made when studying English.
That's right. So let's get right into it. Allie, what do you think is the biggest mistake people make?
I'd say it's treating English like a math problem. Focusing on grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and flashcards.
Exactly. I mean, how many conversations did that approach help you have?
Okay, that's fair. Maybe one awkward coffee shop conversation.
Right? It's all about making that connection between knowing English and actually thinking in English. They're two completely different things.
So, what's the difference? Can you break that down for us?
Sure. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone asks you a question. What happens in your head? Exactly. In that moment of translation, you lose confidence, sound unnatural, and start overthinking your grammar.
Nodding. And then, I sound robotic.
You're performing a math operation in real time. Your brain is working at 60% capacity just on the translation.
So, how do you stop that?
Excited. This is where it gets fascinating. Your brain actually has a switch.
What kind of switch are we talking about?
It's called the default language network. Right now, yours is set to Urdu, but if you activate the English network deliberately and intensely,
Interrupting. You can flip it?
you can flip it. Not permanently, but enough that English becomes your automatic thought language.
Skeptical, but interested. For 7 days? That sounds possible.
Absolutely. So, to wrap things up, as you focus on activating that English network, you can drastically improve your fluency.
Yes! Remember, thinking in English is key to sounding natural. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We hope you found this episode helpful. Until next time, keep practicing.
Okay, so here's the psychology. Your brain is incredibly lazy, right? It loves efficiency. Great, so my brain and I have something in common. Once you've created a neural pathway, a thought pattern, your brain uses it over and over because it's the path of least resistance. So it's like a habit? Exactly like a habit, except it's a thinking habit. And here's the insane part. You can create a new thinking habit in 7 days if you're deliberate about it. How? Intensity plus frequency plus emotional weight. Those three things together rewire your brain faster than anything else. Wait, emotional weight? So like, if you're just passively listening to English while doing the dishes, your brain's like, okay, background noise. But if you're having an emotional reaction, if you're laughing, if you're arguing, if you're curious, your brain goes, this is important. Encode this. Make this automatic. Oh, so like, actually engaging with content instead of just consuming it. Now you're getting it. And that's why most people's English plateaus. They're not emotionally invested in the practice. So what does day one look like? Like, practically. Alright, so you wake up. First thing you do, and this is non-negotiable, you spend 30 minutes only consuming content in English that makes you actually feel something. Like what? Documentaries? Documentaries, podcasts about things you love, comedy that makes you laugh hard, arguments that get you heated. Whatever triggers an emotional response. And that's it, just watch stuff? No, here's the key. You're not watching passively. You're narrating your own thoughts in English while you watch. Running commentary. Like talking to yourself? Literally talking to yourself. Or your cat. Or the wall. Doesn't matter. Your mouth is moving, your brain is activated in the language production area, and you're doing it in real time without translating. That sounds, honestly, kind of embarrassing. It is, but it's also the fastest way, because now your brain isn't just receiving language, it's producing it instantly. Okay, that actually makes sense. What about the other days? So days 2 through 4, you increase the intensity. You're not just narrating. You're reading English news stories and immediately summarizing them out loud. You're having voice conversations with yourself, arguments with imaginary people, explaining concepts. Ali, exactly. You're removing the safety net of translation time. Your brain has to respond instantly in English, or it doesn't respond at all. And that's sustainable for a week? Actually, yeah. Because here's the thing people don't realize. Your brain finds flow state in this. It's like a game. It's actually fun after the second day. Sara, doubtful. Ali, I don't believe you. Okay, but think about it. You know that feeling when you're playing a video game and you're completely absorbed? Sara nods. Yeah, that zone out feeling. That's flow state. Your brain isn't judging, it's not worried about mistakes, it's just performing. And when you reach that state in a language, something magical happens. Sara, what? Your translation mechanism basically shuts down because your brain doesn't have time for it. You're too busy being in the language. Segment 3, days 5 to 7, and the flip. 2 minutes. Sara, okay, so we're at day 5. What's different? Days 5 through 7? That's when you actually start living in English. Sara, pause. What does that mean? Like your phone goes to English. Your journal goes to English. You're texting people in English. You're thinking about your dinner in English. You're arguing with yourself in English about whether you should work out. Sara, laughing. That sounds intense. Your Broca's area. That's the part of your brain responsible for language production. It starts firing in English automatically now. Sara. So like, it becomes default? Ali, for those moments, yeah. And the weirdest part, most people report that by day 6 or 7, they're actually dreaming in English. Their subconscious has flipped. Sara, shocked. Wait, really? And once your subconscious flips, your conscious mind follows really fast. Sara, so the dreams are like proof it's working. They're more than proof. They're the moment when English stops being something you do and starts being something you are. Sara, emotional realization. That's actually kind of beautiful. Right? And then after day 7, you don't just drop it. You maintain the practice, but lighter. Sara, like how? You keep one activity from the 7 days that you actually enjoyed. Maybe it's the voice conversations with yourself. Maybe it's reading news in English. Maybe it's podcasts. Whatever created the most flow state. Sara. And that keeps the neural pathway active? Exactly. One 30-minute activity a day keeps the English network as your default. After that, it becomes automatic. Segment 4. The psychology of why this works. 1.5 minutes. Sara. Okay, so I have a question. What if someone does this for 7 days and then stops completely? Does everything revert? Ali, thoughtful. So technically, no. The neural pathway is still there. Like a video game, when you don't play it for 6 months. The skills are there, but they're rusty. Sara, so it's not permanent? Ali, it's semi-permanent. The architectural change in your brain is real, but the automatic part, the fluency, that requires maintenance. Sara, how much maintenance? Ali, here's the beautiful thing. Once your brain's been flipped to English for a week, it only takes like 15 to 20 minutes a day to keep it there. Your brain remembers the pathway. Sara, AO? So it's like muscle memory. Exactly. It's linguistic muscle memory. Your brain goes, oh yeah, we did this. I remember. Let me activate that network. Sara, that's actually really cool. But like, what about the people it doesn't work for? Ali. So, there are limiting factors. If someone has severe anxiety around English, this method gets harder. If someone's in an environment where they're constantly switching languages, the pathway gets confused. Sara, nodding. So context matters. Massively. The people who succeed with this are the ones who can create a dedicated week where English is the dominant language in their environment. Sara, what if you can't create that environment? Ali, then you adapt. Instead of a full week, you do an intense month at lower intensity, or you do 2 weeks of moderate intensity. The formula is the same. Intensity plus frequency plus emotional engagement, but you stretch it out longer. Sara, understanding. So it's not exactly 7 days for everyone. Ali, it's 7 days of intensive practice for the people who can do it. But the principle applies regardless. You're retraining your default language network for deliberate, emotional, high-frequency engagement. Sara, satisfied. Okay, that makes sense. That's really practical.
Welcome back to our podcast. Today, we're diving deep into a game-changing perspective on language learning.
Absolutely. This isn't just about learning English. It's a universal approach that any language learner can benefit from.
Exactly. It's all about understanding how your brain works, rather than relying solely on what those textbooks tell you.
Right. So we want to hear from you, our listeners. In the comments below, we want the honest truth.
What is stopping you from thinking in English? Is it anxiety? Is it just a habit?
Or maybe you're just too comfortable in your native language. We really want to know.
We're planning a follow-up episode that addresses those specific mental blocks that hold so many people back.
And here's the thing. The people who share their struggles in the comments are the ones who make real progress.
Exactly. They've already taken the hardest step by admitting what the issue is.
So don't just scroll past this. Leave a comment. Even if you just write, I'm scared to try this, that's a huge step.
And guess what? Just by commenting, you're engaging in English, which is already starting to rewire your brain.
So, if you're ready to take that leap, hit that like button.
And subscribe for more insights into how your brain really works, beyond the surface level stuff.
And don't forget to share this episode with someone who's struggling with English. You might be the catalyst for their 7-day challenge.
You could be the reason they make a breakthrough.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye for now.